Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Swami Puti Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Kacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashtadhya Veshakarine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Kacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashtadhya Veshakarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Bhaktavedanta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavedanta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Ram Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Ram Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Jaya Radha Bihari Radha Bihari Radhe Jai Gaurnitai 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 Jai Gaurnitai Prabhupada Prabhupada हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय शील प्रभुपाद की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि ओम अज्ञान ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। ग्रंथ वितरण की सेवा कैसे लगी आपको?
वेरी डिफिकल्ट।
हाँ, ग्रंथ वितरण की सेवा आसान नहीं है। जब हमको जो अनुभव होता है ग्रंथ वितरण करके, उसके आधार पर हम श्री प्रभुपाद जी ने कितना कष्ट उठाया है, इसकी कल्पना करनी चाहिए। श्री प्रभुपाद जी की आयु 58 वर्ष 60 वर्ष इस उम्र के थे जब श्री प्रभुपाद जी खुद लिख रहे थे, खुद प्रकाशन कर रहे थे, खुद पैसे भिक्षा में मांग रहे थे, और इतना सब करने के बाद खुद ही वितरित करना पड़ता था। लोग तो आज जैसे हैं वैसे ही उस समय भी रहे होंगे। ऐसा तो नहीं है कि पहले लोग बहुत धार्मिक थे, हाँ भगवत गीता दे दो, ऐसे थे क्या? नहीं, पहले भी लोग ऐसे ही थे। जैसे आज आप बोलते हैं हमारे घर में है, उस समय तो जरूर सबके घर में होती थी। उस समय तो लोग धार्मिक थे ही ना, उस समय तो लोग बहुत धार्मिक थे। तो उस समय तो जरूर रहती थी सबके घर में, आज तो सबके घर में होती भी नहीं है, लेकिन फिर भी बोलते हमारे घर में है। हाँ? तो कितना मुश्किल होता है। तो वही अनुभव शिल प्रभुपाद जी को भी होता होगा। फिर भी शिल प्रभुपाद जी हर दिन सोचो, खुद का कहाँ रहने का ठिकाना नहीं, खाने का ठिकाना नहीं, और ग्रंथ वितरण करे जा रहे हैं, और लोग लेते नहीं थे, लोग उनके ऊपर भी चिल्लाते थे। हाँ सोचो ना, हमको हमको कोई कड़वे शब्द बोल देता है, मुझको भी अगर आज कोई कड़वे शब्द बोल देता है तो मुझको खराब लगता है, हालांकि रिस्पॉन्स नहीं दे सकते हम उस प्रकार से। हाँ? बहुत खराब लगता है, चुभता है। श्री प्रभुपाद जी 50-60 वर्ष के बूढ़े व्यक्ति हैं, और उनको इस प्रकार से कोई कहेगा, खराब लगता होगा ना। सोचो ना, आयु भी बड़ी है, आयु बड़ी है, और एक कोई ऐसे व्यक्ति बोल देगा उनको, कैसा लगेगा, कितना खराब लगता होगा। तो इतना सब कष्ट था श्री प्रभुपाद जी को, लेकिन फिर भी ग्रंथ वितरण की सेवा करे जा रहे थे। तो भक्ति की तीव्रता इस प्रकार से आप समझ सकते हो क्या होती है। कहने का तात्पर्य यह है कि जरूर भगवान भगवत गीता में कहते हैं, राज विद्या राज गुह्यम पवित्रम इदम उत्तमम प्रत्यक्ष व गमन धर्मम सुसुखम कर्तुम। सुख है, भक्ति करने में सुख है, भक्ति करने में निश्चित रूप से बहुत सुख है, लेकिन इस संसार के वातावरण में जब हम भक्ति करते हैं तो इतना आसान नहीं होता है। भक्ति तो बहुत सुख है। उदाहरण के लिए मैं दूंगा आपको, सरल उदाहरण दूंगा कि लड्डू खाना में तो सुख है ना। 3-4 लोग आपसे लड्डू छीन रहे होंगे और उस समय लड्डू खाना हो तो सुख है क्या? आसान है क्या लड्डू खाना? फिर 4 लोग आपसे लड्डू छीन रहे होंगे तो खा सकते आसानी से, समझ रहे हो ना। तो ऐसे भक्ति करना बहुत सुखमय है, लेकिन इस संसार के वातावरण में बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है, समझ लेना। तो मुश्किल होता है इस संसार के वातावरण, और इन सारी मुश्किलों को स्वीकार करके ही हम अपने हृदय को साफ कर सकते हैं। देखो, संसार में आओ तो मुश्किल होगी, या तो संसारी कामकाज के लिए मुश्किल ले लो, या फिर भगवान की सेवा के लिए मुश्किल ले लो। मुश्किल तो लेना ही है, तो क्यों नहीं संसारी कामकाज को छोड़कर भगवान की सेवा के लिए मुश्किल ले। मुश्किल तो लेना ही है, कठिनाई तो लेना ही है। अगर इधर कठिनाई नहीं दोगे तो संसार में कठिनाई लेना ही पड़ेगा। उससे क्या मिलेगा आपको? संसार का बंधन। भगवान की सेवा के लिए कठिनाई लोगे तो भगवान को खुशी हो जाएगी और हमारा संसार का बंधन कट जाएगा। तो हमें जितना अधिक हो सके प्रभुपाद जी की सेवा करनी चाहिए। और ये ग्रंथ वितरण की सेवा प्रभुपाद जी को अत्यंत प्रिय है, क्योंकि उनके गुरु ने उन्हें आदेश दिया है, और उनके गुरु ने इस पर बल दिया है, सिखाया है इसको। तो हमें इसको जरूर स्वीकार करना चाहिए। और विशेष रूप से जब पूरे इस्कॉन में इस समय ग्रंथ वितरण पर बल दिया जा रहा है, तो हमें इसका इस सेवा में भाग लेना ही चाहिए। तो आप सब कीजिए, ठीक है। मुश्किलें बहुत होंगी, हतोत्साहित हो जाएंगे हम, लेकिन नहीं, फिर भी करना है, प्रभुपाद जी की सेवा के लिए करना है। भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती के समय, अर्थात प्रभुपाद जी गुरु के समय, भक्तगण साइकिल में जा कर ग्रंथ पाठा करते थे, और लोग लेते नहीं थे। उस समय तो ब्रिटिश सरकार का शासन था। उस समय लोगों के मन में बातें कुछ और ही होती थी। भक्ति की बातें नहीं करते थे लोग, भारत के लोग उस समय भारत की आजादी के बारे में बात करते थे, कैसे अंग्रेजों के शासन को हटाया जाए, इसके बारे में बात करते थे। इस प्रकार का वातावरण था पूरे भारत में, और ऐसे वातावरण में ये ग्रंथ बांटना इतना आसान नहीं था, बहुत मुश्किल होता था। लेकिन अगर कोई शिष्य जाकर एक पत्रिका भी बांट कर आ जाता था तो भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती बहुत खुश होते थे। बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण सेवा है, हमें करना चाहिए। ठीक है, अर्थात इस दिसंबर के महीने में हमारा जो एक प्रमुख जिम्मेदारी है जीवन की, वो तो करेंगे हम। उसके अलावा जितना बाकी सब समय मिलता है सब ग्रंथ वितरण में लगा ऐसे, तो ग्रंथ वितरण कीजिए। और कितनी ही ऐसी घटनाएं हैं ग्रंथ वितरण के संबंध में जिसके द्वारा लोगों का जीवन बदल जाता है। और हमें, जैसा कि भगवत गीता में भगवान श्री कृष्ण अर्जुन को कहते हैं, निमित्त मात्र भव सव्यसाची, आप निमित्त बनो, आप निमित्त बनो, बाकी मैं करूंगा। भगवान कब करेंगे, कैसे करेंगे, क्या करेंगे, तो भगवान के ऊपर, लेकिन हमें निमित्त बनना चाहिए। तो हम सभी अच्छे निमित्त बने भगवान के इस ग्रंथ वितरण की सेवा के लिए। भगवान स्वयं अपने गोलोक धाम से आकर कुरुक्षेत्र की रणभूमि में सभी को ये संदेश प्रदान कर रहे हैं। तो हमें भी जिस प्रकार से भगवान गोलोक धाम से पृथ्वी पर उतर जाते हैं, उसी प्रकार से हम सबको भी अपने घरों का जो सुख है उसको छोड़कर थोड़ा सा सड़क पर आना पड़ता है, रास्ते पर आना पड़ता है, लोगों को ग्रंथ देना होता है। और इससे भगवान बहुत ही प्रसन्न होंगे। भगवान भगवद गीता में कहते ही हैं कि इस प्रकार से ये जो ग्रंथ वितरण की सेवा है, जो ज्ञान अन्य लोगों को प्रदान किया जाता है, ऐसा भक्त जो इस ज्ञान को अन्य को प्रदान करता है, वो बहुत ही प्रिय है। तो इस ग्रंथ वितरण की सेवा से हम अपने संस्थापक आचार्य समस्त परंपरा को प्रसन्न कर सकते हैं और भगवान श्री कृष्ण के अति प्रिय बन सकते हैं। तो इस सेवा में हमको अधिकाधिक भाग लेना चाहिए। कष्ट होंगे, इन कष्टों से के कारण पीछे नहीं हटना है। कष्टों के कारण और अधिक दृढ़ निश्चय लेकर संकल्प करके आगे बढ़ना है। ठीक है, बहुत अच्छा है। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता एज इट इज, चैप्टर 2, टेक्स्ट नंबर 12। न तेवाहं जातुनासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपा न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम्। Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. So we covered the purport partially in the last class. Here we were. Anyone remembers? Huh?
Even accepting the argument that the individuality is material, then how can one distinguish Krishna's individuality?
Wait. Yeah, understood. Even you all got the statement in your book. Even accepting the argument that the individuality is material, then how can one distinguish Krishna's individuality? Yes. So Krishna is saying that we all are individual. In the past we were individual, in the present we are individual, in the future we will be individual. So Mayavadi is saying that no, this individuality is material. It is not spiritual. What they say is, ultimately we are all one, Supreme Lord. But when we are affected by material modes in this world, then we all become individual. So this individuality is appearing because of the effect of material modes. And thus this individuality is material. This is what they say. And they give the example that, same example, you, water is one in the ocean, but the same water you collect in different pots and they all become individual pots. So like that they say that ultimately the spiritual energy is one, but when that spiritual energy gets covered with material modes in different ways, so they they present different personality, different individuality. What are material modes? Goodness, passion, ignorance. So the example given is just like different three primary colors are there. What are three primary colors? Red, green, and blue. Red, green, blue. RGB. Red, green, blue. Okay. Red, green, blue. So with these three colors, you can make so many individual colors. Isn't it? So like that, Mayavadi say, because of the influence of these three material modes, so many different individual personalities appear in different combination. Like that. So they are saying that this individuality is material. Now Krishna, Srila Prabhupada is refuting this argument by saying that if individuality is material, then how can one distinguish Krishna's individuality? Meaning, Krishna is Supreme Lord. Krishna is Supreme Lord. And he is a spiritual personality, he is not material personality. So, if individuality is only on material platform, but Krishna is spiritual and he is appearing as individual, right? So, this logic doesn't appear right. Again, I will say, Krishna is fully spiritual. According to Mayavadi, individuality is because of material effects. But Krishna is fully spiritual and he is individual. So why he is appearing individual if individuality is effect of material effects? Like that. So this is how Krishna, Srila Prabhupada is arguing. And how can one distinguish Krishna's individuality if individuality is material? Because Krishna is a spiritual personality and he is individual also. Further read.
Krishna affirms his individuality in the past and confirms his individuality in the future.
So in this verse only Krishna is saying this, that I was existing in the past and I will exist in the future also. Read further.
He has confirmed He has confirmed his individuality in many ways, and impersonal Brahman has been declared to be subordinate to him.
So Krishna is individual and the energy in the form of Brahman which is coming out of him is all pervading and is subordinate to him. Just like sunlight is subordinate to sun. Like that impersonal Brahman which is all pervading homogeneous spiritual.
If he is accepting as an ordinary conditioned soul in an individual consciousness, then his Bhagavad Gita has no value as authoritative scripture.
Wait. So Srila Prabhupada is saying that if Krishna is an ordinary person, okay, so first argument was Krishna is a spiritual personality and he is individual. So how come this logic that individuality comes from material effects will work? It is not correct. Then they will say, no, Krishna is also material. Then Srila Prabhupada is saying, if Krishna is material, ordinary person, then his Bhagavad Gita should have no value as authoritative scripture because it becomes a common book, like so many people are writing. So this book also becomes a common book, like any other person. So why it is considered as an authoritative book? So like this, Srila Prabhupada is arguing. Read further.
A common man with all four defects of human reality is unable to teach that which is worth hearing.
What are four defects? Who will tell? No, they are. You are right, but they are not considered as four defects. Four defects are your senses are imperfect, or your senses. Give me one example of your sense being imperfect.
We see that the sun is as big as a plate, but actually it is not.
Yes.
We cannot see so far. We think that
Yes.
it is only.
So your eyes are imperfect. So like that, all the senses are imperfect. Okay. Because of imperfection of the senses, you become illusioned. That means you consider right to be wrong and wrong to be right. Okay. And because of illusion, you commit mistake. Okay. And just like sometimes you may find the lock on the door. Lock may be on the door, but the latch is not hooked. It happens sometimes. You may see, oh, lock is there, that means the door is locked. But no, door was open. That's mistake. So we become illusion, and because of illusion, we become a mistake. Okay. Sometimes we see that the shutter of the door is down. We understand that the shop is closed. But only shutter is down, people are inside working. It happens. During COVID, police had given restriction not to open the shops. But many shopkeepers were doing like this. Shutter was down. People were inside. And customers were coming and taking the things. Like that. So we become illusion. Oh, shutter is down, shop is closed. No. And because of illusion, there will come a mistake. We return back to our home without purchasing anything. We do mistake. And then when we hide our mistakes, that is called cheating. Or when we justify our mistakes, that is called cheating. So everyone does it. People are hardly so humble to accept that this is my mistake. People of this modern world are not like that. So these are the four defects: imperfect senses, illusion, committing mistakes, and cheating. Telling again, what are four defects?
Imperfect senses, getting illusion, making mistakes, cheating propensity.
Yes, good. Always remember. Okay. So every common person in this world has these four defects. Krishna is free from these defects. So a common person is writing something. Whatever he will write will be also defective. Okay? Because Krishna is free from all these defects, so his writing has no defects. That is why Bhagavad Gita is considered as the universal book. And it is the same book which was spoken 5,000 years back, is continuing even today. No updation on it, no changes. That is, it is complete knowledge. So this is how Krishna can speak, fully perfect, because he has no defects. Clear? Hare Krishna. So this Bhagavad Gita has no defects. because Krishna has no defects. Read further. Hare
The
Krishna.
Gita is about such literature. No
Hmm.
mundane book compares with Bhagavad Gita. When one accepts Krishna as an ordinary man, the Gita loses all importance.
Yes, understood, no? So far. Read further.
Uh, the Mayavadi argues that the plurality mentioned in this verse is conventional and that it refers to the body.
Hmm.
But
So according to us, plurality refers to multiple souls, many souls. According to Mayavadi, plurality refers to many bodies, not souls. Okay, read further.
but previous to this verse, such a bodily conception is already
Condemned.
condemned. After condemning
Bodily
the bodily
conception.
conception of the living entities, how was it possible for
That those who are understood, because we cannot be body, because bodily conception is already condemned in the previous verse. So this is how Krishna Prabhupada is arguing against Mayavad conception. So why Sri Prabhupada argues like this? I explained in the last class also, because that time and even today also, so many Bhagavad Gitas are carrying Mayavad conception, which was wrong. All the educated people who are on the spiritual path were all mostly Mayavadis. All the educated people who are on the spiritual path were mostly Mayavadis. So, because most of the people having spiritual conception were simply Mayavadis, so Sri Prabhupada is taking this opportunity to refute this Mayavad argument from many angles. That's why Sri Prabhupada is refuting here. Read further.
therefore individuality is maintained on spiritual grounds and thus confirmed by great alkar,
Acharyas,
acharyas like Sri
Ramanuja.
Ramanuja and others.
Yes.
It is
So,
clear.
so individuality is not material, individuality is spiritual. Read further.
It is clearly mentioned in many places in the Gita that this spiritual individuality is understood by those who are devotees of the Lord.
Yes. See, spiritual message, if you want to understand, you have to, whatever knowledge we have, it all comes by Lord's grace only. Even material knowledge comes by Lord's grace only. So, for material knowledge, we have to do material karma. Then we get material knowledge. For spiritual knowledge, you have to do spiritual bhakti. Then you get spiritual knowledge. So only by bhakti, this knowledge is revealed in the heart. So this is stated here. That spiritual individuality is understood by those who are devotees of the Lord. Other people cannot. Other people are having material conception. They think we are body. They cannot understand. Only devotees who understand that we are soul, part and parcel of God, they only can understand that we are individuals. Read further.
Those who are envious of Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead have no bona fide access to the great literature.
It is wonder that one is envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sometimes we think that I am not envious of God, but we have to analyze our thought. Are we really not envious of God? Mhm. I will give you one example. let's say a student is envious of another student. Why? Because he got more marks, for example. He's envious of another student. So this student will be envious of that student and that student's parents also. Isn't a student brother also? He will be envious of everyone. That's how it happens. So similarly, if we are envious of anyone, as I said, if student is envious of another student, he is envious of anything related to that student. That's how the psychology is. So similarly, if we are envious of anyone, that person is ultimately related to God. Ultimately. So from that perspective, you are envious of God also. Understood? It is not appearing like that. Let the situation come, then you understand. Isn't it? Why a student is envious of another student father? Because father is connected to that student. That's all. Similarly, we all are connected to God. If you are envious of anyone, that means you are envious of God. If you are not envious of God, if you love God, and God has fulfilled something, God has done something to some another person, why you are envious of him? God only decided it. And you love God. So why you are envious of him? Understood? It's very clear. Just like sometimes two children in the same family. One child may say, and in angry mode to the parents, that you always favor him. What does it show? Means he is passing a negative remarks towards his parents. What does it show? He is he is he is expressing his enviousness towards his brother and passing negative remarks towards his parents. That means he is saying that you are not good. And in other words, he is saying that he is expressing his enviousness towards parents also. So like that, we all become envious of God. Thus, if you want to stop this envy towards God, don't be envious of anyone. So this cannot happen in just immediately. The bad feelings may come, but don't accept those bad feelings as your own feelings. Just like you become sick sometime. Do you accept that sickness as your own situation, as a regular situation? You don't accept that sickness. You want to remove that sickness. Sickness comes, but you are not welcoming it. You want to remove it, isn't it? Similarly, bad thoughts may come, bad feelings may come. Don't accept it. Remove it, reject it. That's all. Just do this much and continue practicing the process of bhakti. Heart will be purified, all these negative thoughts will be cleared. Read further.
The non-devotee's approach to the teaching of Gita is something like that of a bee licking on a bottle of honey.
Hmm.
One
Wait. Bottle of honey. If you lick, can you get the taste of honey? Huh?
Yes. No.
Bottle of honey. Honey is inside. But if you taste the bottle, you will not taste the honey. Similarly, if you do not have devotion and you try to read Bhagavad Gita, you will not understand the Bhagavad Gita message. You can taste the message of Bhagavad Gita only when you have devotion. Otherwise, you will read Bhagavad Gita is like licking the bottle of honey. Understood? So you have to have devotion. What is devotion? Devotion means loving service. So you may say, I don't have love. That's all right. You don't have love, no issue. Aspire to have love. At least that's what we can do. Aspire to have love. And reject the attachments, loving attachments to material things. Aspire for loving attachment to Krishna and reject the loving attachment to material things. Rejection we can do at least. See, love for Krishna will come by only Krishna's grace. We cannot just think that I should be having love and it come. It cannot happen. Okay. Just like someone may say, I want to grow very fast. Can he grow? No, it will come naturally. Similarly, if you think that I should have love for God in instance, it cannot happen. It will come gradually. We have to do our part. What we have to do? Aspire for this loving devotion for Krishna and reject all kinds of loving attachment to matter. This much we should do and see the result. So it may take time. We'll continue the process. Okay. So read further.
One cannot have a taste of honey unless one opens the bottle. Similarly, the mystic sim of the Bhagavad Gita can be understood only by devotees, and no one else can taste it, as it is stated in the fourth chapter of the book. Nor can the Gita be touched by a person who envy the Gita is most misleading presentation.
You missed the line. Who envy?
Who envy the very existence of Lord.
Yes. Okay. So Bhagavad Gita can be understood only by devotees, and those who are envious of the Lord, who do not have devotion for the Lord, they can never understand this message. So this book is not just academic book that you read it and you learn it. You read it and you do devotional service guided by devotees. That's how you will learn the message. Alright? Just like you study in the class and then you go in the laboratory and do the lab work. Then you understand it. Otherwise, it becomes theory. Isn't it? Similarly, you read Bhagavad Gita and you practice it. Do bhakti. Then you will understand truly. Read further.
Therefore, the Mayavadi explanation of the Gita is a most misleading presentation of the whole truth. Lord Chaitanya has forbidden us to read commentations made by the Mayavadis and warns that one who takes such as understanding of Mayavadi philosophy loses all power to understand the real history of the Gita.
Yes. Read further.
If individuality refers to em- if individuality refers to the empirical universe, then there is no need of teaching by the Lord.
Wait. If individuality refers to the empirical universe, then there is no need of teaching by the Lord. Yes. see what you teach, something which is not known to the people. If it is already known, then you don't teach. If it is already known, you don't teach. So everyone feels themselves individual in this world, this material individuality. Everyone feels themselves as materially individual. So why Lord has to teach this? That means it is not material individual Krishna is talking here. He is talking about spiritual individuality. Because everyone understand material individuality. Just like if, let's say, I have I paid 100 rupees to a shop and he gives a shirt to another person. So what you will say? No shopkeeper, I paid 100 rupees, give the shirt to me, not him. That means you are individual and he is another individual. So materially we understand. So when we already understand it, that we all are materially individual, why to teach it? So Krishna is teaching it. That means it cannot be material individuality. It has to be spiritual individuality only. Understood the logic? Read further.
The plurality of the individual soul and of the Lord is an eternal fact, and it is confirmed by the Vedas as above mentioned.
Yes. Next verse. Text number 13. देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहान्तरप्राप्तिः धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यते. Read purport.
As the embodied soul continues passes in the body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change.
So Krishna is speaking about the one of the phenomena of the soul. What is that phenomena? The soul moves from one body to another body, from child body to boy body to youth body to old body, and then to another new body. This is how soul continues to change its bodies. How this happens? By nature's arrangement. It happens. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. Sober person is not bewildered by such a change. The word used for sober person is dhira. That means the one who sober means who is self-controlled. For example, you for example, for example, you how to give the example? You, you got a job. You went for an interview and you got the job. But you left the purse. You lost the purse. Should do then in this situation, should you be very much disturbed? You got you got the job now. You just lost the purse. Should you be disturbed or not be bewildered by this situation?
Actually not.
No.
Actually not.
you got the job, isn't it? It happens in the life. So similarly, body is changing, soul goes to another body. What is changing is material in nature. Soul is spiritual, which is higher in nature. It has no change. So why to be disturbed? Why to be bewildered? You understood? Something which is of high importance is there with you. Why to be worried so much about some disturbance, some problem which has happened on the lower level? Why to be worried about it? You are driving a car, a serious accident took place, your car got damaged, but all your family members are saved. Should you be disturbed so much? Don't become so much disturbed. All your family members are safe. Only car got damaged, isn't it? So like that. Only body got damaged, soul is as it is. So don't be disturbed, don't be bewildered. Like that. So a sober person is not bewildered by such a change. Just like a sober person is not bewildered by the damage of car, because all the family members are safe. Understood? Like that. Read further.
Since every living entity is an individual soul, each is changing his body every moment, manifesting sometimes as a child, sometimes as a youth, and sometimes as an old man. Yet the same spirit soul is there and does not undergo any change. This individual soul finally changes the body at death and transmigrates to another body. And since it is sure to have another body in the next birth, either material or spiritual, there was no cause of lamentation by Arjun on account of death, neither for Bhishma nor for Drona, for whom he was so much concerned.
Wait. So soul is always existing. Why to be worried about it? Why to lament about it? Soul is always existing. Why to lament about the car? Anyway, it gets damaged. After 25 years, can you use that car? No. So it is destined to be destroyed. All your family members are safe. Why to be disturbed? Similarly, the soul is safe. Soul is never destroyed. Soul is eternal. So why you are becoming disturbed? Soul is definitely going to get next body. Body is lost. You are worried about the body, loss of body. Next body is going to come. You are worried about the loss of car. Next car is going to come. Why you are worried about it? Isn't it? Why you are worried about it? Next car is going to come. So like that. So why you are worried about next body is going to come? What body? Either material or spiritual. If you are doing depend upon activities, if you do material activities, you will get material body. If you get spiritual activities, you will get spiritual body. Right? So like that. And material activities also, what kind of bodies you do? What kind of activities you do? So if you are doing the activities in mode of goodness, then you will get good bodies in the upper planets. If you do passionate activities, fruitive activities, then you will get little lesser grade body in the middle planet. And if you are doing a lot of sinful activities, then you will get bodies in the lower planets. ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्ता मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसा जघन्य गुणवत्यस्था अधो गच्छन्ति तामसा. Like that. Based on our activities. But if you do devotional activity, you will go directly to the spiritual world. Like that. So we should do devotional activity as much as possible. We should have plan. Actually, I mean, that 24 hours my activity should be only devotional activity. Just like Arjuna is fighting in the battlefield, but he's performing devotion. Like that, our life should be. Arjuna is performing devotion, not Duryodhana, though both are doing the same. Similarly, you are working, other people are also working, but your work should be devotion. And for that, whatever needful you have to do in your practices, you have to implement it. And that's how you make your life 24 hours devotion, not less than 24 hours. 24 hours devotion. That is expected. Passing mark is? Passing mark is? No. In devotional path, passing mark is?
100.
Huh?
100.
100%. So don't be afraid about it. Krishna will help you. See, in your regular exam, teacher helps you. Huh? Teacher doesn't help. In this exam, Lord Krishna is going to help you. Okay? But the passing mark is 100%. Alright? Krishna is going to help. Passing mark is 100%. Alright? So be ready. Krishna will help us. Why do? Just like you want food. Do you want half-cooked food? You want fully cooked, nicely tasty food. You don't want any compromise in it. So simply Krishna doesn't want any compromise. He wants 100% pure devotion. And he will help. He will help. So Krishna will help. You be ready for 100% devotion. We should endeavor for it. Krishna will help. So like that. 24 hours devotion, 100% devotion. That's what we want. Read further.
Rather, we should rejoice for their changing bodies from old to new ones, thereby rejuvenating their energy. Such changes of body account for varieties of enjoyment or suffering according to the one's work in life.
Great. So because they are going to get new body, so be happy. That is one perspective. Oh, car got damaged. You have insurance. New car is going to come. Be happy. Sometimes people think like that. Only 1 year of insurance was remaining. Thanks that this car got damaged. Now I got new car. Like that people think. So this body is got damaged. New body they will get. So be happy. That is one perspective. Okay. Let's rejoice. Okay. That they will get new body. And how we get the new body? Depending upon our work. That is what is said here. Read further.
So Bhishma and Drona, being noble souls, were surely going to have spiritual bodies in the next life, or at least life in heavenly bodies for superior enjoyment of material existence.
Wait. So one get the body according to one work. So Bhishma and Drona were good personality. They were not doing sinful activity. Drona, he was teacher. He was Ramana. He was austere. So he was doing good activity. So they should get good body. Bhishma also he was very noble personality. Never caused harm to anyone. He didn't do any cheating. So he will also get good body. So Bhishma and Drona, they will definitely get good body. They should get spiritual body, and if not that, at least they will get heavenly bodies. So their life was very pure. Their life was in goodness. So sometimes someone dies, and people, their family members, they write Swargvasi. Isn't it? All their family members write Vaikunthavasi. On what basis they are writing? Have you not noticed your ancestors' activities? What he did? So based on that, he will get the next body. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Urdhvam gachanti sattvastha. Were your ancestors were living their life fully in goodness? How to verify it? What time he was waking up every day? Goodness means waking up early in the morning. Isn't it? Goodness means waking up early in the morning. So if you are waking up after sunrise, you are worse than birds and animals. If you are waking up after sunrise, you are worse than birds and animals. So why you expect then you to get the body in higher planets? There people wake up early in the morning. So understood. So it's very clear. So only people, those whose life is very much in goodness, they get higher bodies. And Bhishma and Drona were like that. They were very pure personality. So they should get good bodies. So be happy about it. Yes, they will die, but they will get good bodies. Like that, Shri Prabhupada is saying. Okay, read further.
So in other case, there was no cause of lamentation.
So if they die, they will get new body. If they don't die, they are with you. So be happy. Read further.
Any man who has perfect knowledge of the constitution of the individual soul, the super soul and nature, both material and spiritual, is called dhira, dhira or a most sober person, sober man. Such a man is never deluded by the change of body.
Wait. So yes. So those who are having knowledge, they are sober. So I give some examples to you. A person got job, though he lost the purse. So he has knowledge that he got the job. Job will provide him so much money every month, which is 1,000 times than what he lost in the purse, isn't it? So why to be worried about it? Why to be worried about it? So if you are having knowledge, then you are free from lower level of disturbance. Just like someone is driving the car got accident, all family members are safe. So he's having knowledge that all my family members are safe, which who are much more valuable. So in this way, knowledge brings sober nature. One is not becoming disturbed. Sober means he is not so much. Basically, he doesn't become disturbed by situations. So a sober person is not so much emotional. Becoming disturbed means becoming emotional about it. So a sober person is not so much emotional. When I say not so much emotional, means not so. It's not doesn't mean that he doesn't have feelings. He has feelings, but he doesn't become disturbed. Like that. And he doesn't become disturbed based on knowledge. Like that. So Krishna is saying here, a sober person is not bewildered by such a change. So how this kind of soberness comes? By having the knowledge of soul, God, and this material world. Then you become sober more and more. So to the degree we acquire the spiritual knowledge, to that degree we should become lesser and lesser disturbed by material changes. Less and less disturbed. Okay, less and less disturbed by material changes. Because you have the knowledge. So Srila Prabhupada lost the business. He laughed. Another person becomes common person will lose the business, he will become mad. It happens. One person, he saw in front of his eyes his whole hotel, big building, falling down. By seeing that, he became crazy. Whole life he remained mad. But Srila Prabhupada, when he saw losing his business, he just laughed because he had knowledge. Like that. So when you have knowledge, You are so that you are undisturbed. So one should have this knowledge. So this knowledge is very important to handle the up and downs of life. Isn't it? This knowledge is very important to handle the ups and downs of life. So read Bhagavad Gita to remain steady, to face the situations of life. So we'll stop here. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So this Sunday also, please do book distribution, and I hope I will join somewhere, some of you. Hare Krishna.
We are trying for Saturday.
Yeah.